Today on Ridge Roamer, we're talking about what Indian can do better to compete against Harley Davidson. This in the spirit of getting a new CEO and splitting off from Polaris. And then vice versa, we've also got a video releasing at the same time of what Harley can do better to compete against Indian. I'll link that at the end. Number one, what Indian needs to do is stay American made. They are an American company. They need to keep producing as much as possible in the United States and resist the temptation to save money by outsourcing manufacturing to other countries. Number two, Indian needs to continue to increase the number of dealerships and therefore increasing the number of service centers around the United States and other parts of the world. That's one of the things that Harley Davidson has done amazing, is they've grown their network. So every decent town's got a Harley Davidson dealership. Indian needs to end up exactly the same way. Dealers everywhere. Number three, Indian needs to bring back the FTR series. I know they just discontinued. There was a lot of discussion about that. But when I heard that the flat track rules were changed, where they had to have a 750 twin to compete, I was excited for a 750 FTR. They went the opposite direction, canned the whole thing. I think that was a mistake. I would like to see the FTR brought back and expand that lineup so that you've got a tracker setup, a sport setup, a scrambler setup or ADV, and maybe even a sport tourer. But bring back the FTR, both the 1200 and a new 750. On a side note with that, if they've got a new 750, go ahead and put that in another small cruiser, even smaller than the Scout 60, to make that entry level into the brand even easier at a lower price point. Number four, Indian needs to maintain some type of vintage or heritage type model. I know liquid cooling is the future and everything's going that way and EPA is pushing things and yada yada yada, but the Indian heritage needs to stay. I don't care if it's a special model each year where they release some kind of vintage themed model, but I want to see pushrod V-twins stay in the lineup, and I want to see brown leather and retro paint jobs. I understand you're not going to sell a ton of them. Make it a special edition each year, but keep that going within the Indian brand. Number five, don't waste money on electric bikes. So many have gone down this path, including the Livewire. We don't want them. Let you in on that little secret. Don't waste your money. Don't waste the resources. Keep making better ICE, internal combustion engine motorcycles, and let's move on from that topic. Number six, better paint. Indian's paint has progressed tremendously since 2014 when they came under the Polaris umbrella. They're turning out some really cool paint jobs. These last couple years have been awesome. The paint quality is improving, but there's room for improvement. So continue to push the envelope there. Harley has incredible paint. Indian needs to get their paint quality and different colors and everything else up to the same level that we're seeing out of Harley Davidson. And number seven, I want to see some better updates to the 2025 and up Indian Scout lineup. Two major things where I think they missed the mark. The Sport Scout, it should have stayed the Rogue and had the Mini Apes. There's no Mini Apes available on a 1250cc Scout. That needs to change. Mini Apes are better than risers. End of discussion. Similarly, Super Scout. Why do you have a bike with a windshield and saddlebag standard and then put bobber fenders on it so you can't ride it in the rain without getting wet, and spoked wheels where you're going to have more issues if you're doing cross-country rides when you really need cast wheels? So Super Scout, awesome, keep it in the lineup. Put the long fenders on it off of the Scout Classic and put the cast wheels on it so you can have tubeless tires. Same Within that number 7 and the upgrades to the Scout lineup, we can simplify it even a little bit more. Having 3 different levels of tech package is just a little bit too much. Just go with tech or non-tech. Quit this whole, hey, we'll give you cruise control if you pay a little extra. Just tech and non-tech. Every bike should have cruise. Every bike should have ride modes. They're modern bikes. They're plenty of money. Just put it on there. Either get an analog display or the full tech package. There you go. There's my top 7 things. The things I want the incoming CEO to see as they're progressing and want to grow the brand of what we need to do on the Indian side to be more competitive, or to not waste resources, or to not make mistakes that are going to cost a significant amount of sales. If you haven't watched the opposite of this video, which released at the same time, which is what Harley needs to do to be more competitive against Indian, go ahead and watch that now. It's right here. Thanks for joining me. Hope you all have a great day. As always, ride safe and roam more.